Hi everyone, I'm Thomas Lebreuil. I'm CTO for Solar at AQO, so in charge of all activities for solar technology. I'll be working with all the regions to try to bring successful solar projects to the company, to try to bring more solar megawatts. And I will present to you today what is the plan of action for 2019 to bring competitiveness and success to our solar projects. Let's try to have a look at what's happening around us on the solar market. If you've been following the news, you know that in many areas of the globe, solar price for bids have been going lower and lower. In late 2017, we had bids for a large project in Saudi Arabia, way under the $30 per megawatt hour mark. You might think it's only for large projects where a large company can compete, but even a smaller project in regions where we are working, we are facing the same level of competition. If you look at the specialized press, you might even see some predictions for the coming years where prices for solar would drop to $15 per megawatt hour and even lower. What I'm trying to say is that if we try to compete only on price, we might already be late to the party and we might not be adapted to face the competition on just the price issue. If we look at Europe, we are facing the same challenges, maybe not at the same scale, but they're not very different. The prices for solar went on average from $60 per megawatt hour to 50, and then in the coming years it will continue going lower and lower. So our objective is to try to get there as fast as we can, but while keeping what makes AQO AQO. We at AQO, we are different, we want to stay different, and we want to play on these differences. So how we can do it better? First, we want to try and stay ahead of the solar technology. So we will stay informed of what's happening on the solar market, on the solar products, and we will try to use the best ones, the ones most adapted to all challenges, to all projects, to all territories, so that we can make our projects better and more competitive. Then we want to work in a more efficient manner. We want to streamline the processes. We want the information to flow in a smoother way. We want to enable people to work on more projects, on more offers, on more solutions, basically saving time on all the smaller aspects of developing a solar project or working on a solar solution. How we can keep being different? We'll keep diversifying because we believe that's what makes us AQO and what makes us strong. So we will keep focusing on the private PPAs because we believe that's where we can play on all differences, what makes us better and different than the big players. We can only play on their low prices. We will continue developing a cluster of smaller projects, try to be flexible on the size that we can develop, while still bringing project finance in the mix. Then we will keep developing innovative agri-energy projects. We'll try to diversify the range of solutions that we can offer. We will build on the experience we have in La Réunion and New Caledonia, and then bring it to new territories. We will expand in France, then we will try to bring it to other climates as well. And we will try to work with all the other technologies, with the energy storage, to try to develop new offers, to try to bring all the mix of energies we have at AQO to be able to propose the most adapted and tailor-made offers to the clients and to the territories we are working with. We said we want to stay ahead of the latest solar technologies, and in 2019 we will try to focus on three main aspects. The first one, we will try to experiment with bifacial PV modules. Those modules will bring competitive benefit to our project by producing energy not only from the front, but also from the back. They're a rather simple technology, which is not very different from the typical PV modules, so it's quite bankable, but can bring 5, 10, and maybe up to 15% additional yield to a project. So it's not yet very developed, it's still a very small share of the market, but it will grow a lot in 2019, and we believe it will be a main staple of solar project in the coming years. So we want to stay ahead and start including them in our project right now. The other technology we want to focus on is we want to build on our first experience of tracker project in Kurban and try to install tracker for solar in as many projects that we can where it makes sense in terms of project, in terms of site conditions. This is a rather simple technology again, but it can bring tremendous gain for the competitiveness of a project. Again, we can see gains of 10 to 20% additional yield for a project. And the last technology of the three ones we want to focus on is floating solar. We said we want to stay different, we said we want to stay ahead of the curve. We are one of the few IPP with a utility scale floating solar project. The Omega 1 project, we see completion in the first semester of 2019. And we want to build on this advantage we have in front of the competition to propose and develop more floating solar in all the regions where Accio is present. We also said we want to work in a smarter way to enable people to work on many more projects and solutions offers. And how we can do that is through the solar community. Basically, we want to work on a few points. We want to improve the global technical know-how. We want everybody to learn what is the technological challenge and difficulties and main points of solar. We want to improve the knowledge sharing. We want to improve the way we communicate with each other. Now we will have 6 regions plus support units, and we want to make sure that the information flows in a smooth way between all the region, all the support unit, so that we can all support each other when working on our solar projects. Then we want to continue developing the tools and templates that corresponds to the need you have, that will enable you to develop more projects and not to spend your time redeveloping tools that might have already been done by other people. We want to assist you creating standard offers for our solar products, the solar gem, the tiles, the floating structure with Hydrelio. This will be also part of the community task. Then we want the solar community to be a space for creative solutions. We want it to be a democratic space where everybody can come and pitch his ideas for innovative and competitive solar projects. And the solar community that we are creating now and that I will animate in the future will enact all those different actions. This community will be based mostly on small work groups that we call COTEC. We are creating a set of 5 different solar COTEC, one for the typical classical ground-mounted PV, one for the tracker projects, one for the agri-energy projects, one for the solar gem, and another one for the floating solar. Those people are your main point of contact for all the questions you might have on tools, on how to design a solar project, on cost, and on return on experience. Those people and the solar community around them will continue improving our solar project, will improve the communication and the way we work with each other, and we will share the knowledge so that all the persons in AQ in all the region are top-notch for solar technology knowledge. And as last word, I would like to invite all of you to come and participate and take an active part in this solar community. We already have people from all the regions participating in those COTEC. Those COTEC are on a volunteer basis, and I invite you to send me an email and to propose to participate in those smaller activities that we're sharing. And the work you will put in this solar community will benefit to all of us, and in return you will benefit from the work of all the other people from the solar community. So have a good 2019 year for solar project, and we hope to see many more solar megawatt by the end of this year.